Good morning, YouTube, and welcome to an episode of Good News of the Week. Here we highlight the feel-good stories from around our nation. I'm your host, Krypton, and without further ado, let's get into the stories. Number 1. During these trying times, we could all use a little mindfulness. After all, if it works on a child going through a tantrum, it should work with you and me.
Hey, come here. Come here. Look at Mom. Sit down. Sit down. Deep breath. Take another one. One more. Shake it off. Okay, listening ears. Good job. Now tell Mommy what's wrong. What would you like? You want a Mickey goldfish? We can do Mickey goldfish. Okay, take one more deep breath. Shake it off. Good job. Let's get some goldfish.
Oh, alright. Moving on to our second story. These days, most cops get a bad rap. But this story will remind you that not all cops are bad apples. Thank you, Matt Lima, for being an example.
5 days before Christmas, Patrolman Matthew Lima of the Somerset Police Department was dispatched to the local Stop and Shop for a reported theft.
The allegation was that the two females were scanning some items at self-checkout, but bypassing other items.
Lima learned 2 children were with the women. The adults were being detained by the store's loss prevention department.
I have 2 girls myself who are similar in age to the 2 girls that were there, so it kind of struck me a little bit.
When he got there, he pulled one of the adults aside.
She explained that she was working right now, but the mother of the children was not working. There were some other family issues going on, and that what she had taken was Christmas dinner for the kids.
Lima checked with the store and the receipt while the kids were kept occupied.
There was nothing else on there like health and beauty items, shampoos, anything like that. It was all food.
He says the women admitted that what they did was wrong.
Obviously, this family was in some need, and I can't imagine having to make that decision. You know, do I go to Stop and Shop and just only pay for what I can afford, or do I go there and try and take things for a Christmas dinner for kids?
The women were issued a no trespass order from the store, but Officer Lima decided not to charge them.
They were very thankful. They were kind of shocked. I'm sure a lot of people in that same situation would be thinking that there was going to be a different outcome.
Instead, he bought them a $250 gift card with his own money so they could go to another store and feed their family the right way.
I just did what I felt like was right. You know, I just tried to put myself in that family's shoes and show a little bit of empathy.
This next video highlights something most of us take for granted. That is to see the world in color. In this video, McKinley Mac Irvis, who is colorblind, receives a special gift for a friend on his 22nd birthday.
New glasses, new colorblind glasses, you know what I'm saying? And he finna see that red ruby right there. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead. He finna cry. He finna cry. He finna cry in the club.
Bro, this is, bro, there's no way y'all see that shit.
Go and take a look at Big Red over there.
This is what y'all... Bro, what? Bro, what?
And finally, number 4. This last story is about a project to connect the country while promoting a healthy activity.
Imagine what's possible with a trail that connects the country. Picture pedaling across the entire country on a safe, seamless, and scenic pathway, taking in all the country has to offer from the most personal vantage point, the trail. A trail that will connect our own backyards to the next town, the next county, the next state, and all the way across the country. This is the Great American Rail Trail.
May 10, 1869, was an important day in American history. On that day that the Golden Spike was driven and the Transcontinental Railroad was completed. The rail banking statute was essential to the creation of RTC, and its purpose was to preserve these priceless rail corridors, but in the interim, they could be used as trail. The Great American Rail Trail had been a vision of our founder. David dreamed of a trail that would connect the country just as the railroads had a century earlier. We began to see that this trail could be a tremendous gift to the nation.
Peter Harnick was one of the co-founders of Rails to Trails Conservancy. I noticed the map in Peter Harnick's office, a blue pen for a project, a red pen for a finished trail. And one day I said, well, look at that, Peter. It's lining up. We knew the potential for a cross-country trail.
Washington, D.C. was always earmarked as the eastern terminus, being our nation's capital and being home to an excellent trail network. Before we committed to bringing this vision to life, we wanted to be certain it was viable. In 2016, we began scouting potential routes through Wyoming and Montana, and we found that there was a lot of enthusiasm and momentum within the trails communities there. This prompted us to conduct an 18-month route assessment study, which helped us identify the current preferred route that we're now excited to share with the world. This route is comprised of over 125 existing trails, which are already open for use.
Partnerships are the lifeblood of this project and our movement. Local trail managers and advocates are on the front lines of creating and maintaining trails along the route. Governors are key to elevating the route through their state, and their agencies lead on implementation. We can't do this alone, and we're fortunate to already be working with valued partners, and we're beginning to make headway in terms of policies and programs that'll push the Great American forward.
The Great American Rail Trail is a gift to the nation. It connects this country in a way that we really haven't experienced before. We expect this to deliver a multiplier effect, not just for those who are using the Great American Rail Trail, but all those who get involved and are inspired to take this backbone across the country, but create more networks and spines. I hope that in the short term, people will just get out there and use it. There are many, many miles of trail that are open. They're ready for people.
Well, that is the good news for this week. Hope you all feel a little happier, and I'll see you next week. Krypton, signing off.